Good morning, comrades. Calling all comrades to come to the front of the line. All comrades, all socialists. It is time for us to leave Jamaica. Time come for us to leave Jamaica. And when we say time come for we leave Jamaica, I mean it. Remember say, the elected Prime Minister says that we don't have, our birth paper does not define us as being Jamaican, so we need for cut. Because we are not indulging in being a part of paying you that $28 million per year. We were not in agreement with you to pay you that $20 million per year or $2 million per month. I am urging the socialists and the PNP them, let's leave Jamaica. Let the JLP them pay that $2 million per month. Oh, and don't get it twisted. Marky G never come here for scrape. He came here as a multi-millionaire. Okay? Because why is this government so corrupt and so mixed up in so much things? Oh, so you're a Jews. If anybody know the Jews, oh no, if you know, you know. Revelation. Read Revelation. Who never read it before, go and read it and see what is happening in Jamaica with this Prime Minister right now. And furthermore, why couldn't you touch the Bible while you were swearing in? Excuse you? Everybody else touched the Bible when they swore. Why didn't you touch the Bible while swearing in? Hello, no listen to me, no man, comrades, come, make we left. Make we leave, yes or enough for we. Make the JLP them stay, we choose Jamaica. Make them stay. We don't want to help them pay this money at $28 million per year. That is $700 million. Come on, make we left. We not belong here. Our birth paper does not define that we are Jamaican, so make we cut. We don't want to go. Where we are leave go? We go England up a Marky G? You make we go up there.
Viewer subscribers, election don't even gone a month yet. And me hear people about out say, fourth term loading. Now, I want to ask a big question. What is it that the government have done already for you to be balling out fourth term loading? This is just to show you that these idiots that are voting, them don't even know what them a vote for. Them just a vote for term. Them just a vote because them are labor right and they want to vote for labor right. Now the government of Jamaica not even start work yet. But yet still people are ball out say, fourth term loading. Uno no see how stupid and dunce and fool uno really are. Now let me say this. Everybody have a right to vote. But you must exercise your right to vote in the right way. You not just get up and vote for vote's sake or because you like the person there, or because you feel like I say, yeah, that person they can give more joke or gimmicks. These person are these people that you are voting for. You are voting for them so they can make your life become better. Now, this government, this current government, for the past 9.5 years, all them do is oppress the poor. All them do is make your life even harder while feed them life get better. Them take a whole 300% and 200 and 250% pay increase while them give you crumbs. The public sector workers them, even right now, the government are planning to send home a lot of public sector workers. Them already no want pay uno already. Them already no want go uno raise. Now they are planning, they're thinking about it, how to send home a lot of you, a lot of public sector workers so they can balance their book. Now them take them 300% pay increase. Them not say, all right, make them cut back them pay increase by maybe 50% and allow the public sector workers them. Them not do that. Because uno, the public sector workers, uno not important to them. So them rather lay uno off while them collect the big check and feed them life become better while your life become worse. For all of uno people where they on the internet a ball out, fourth term loading. Let me say this. A bitter medicine loading for a lot of uno. Because uno really thinks that nothing started. Uno give this man the time to just settle down. Just sit down in him chair the right way. And I can guarantee you that no for uno I go wish uno never born. No for uno I go wish uno can run away. But which part uno I go? And no for uno, me know say I go give up and maybe unalive on our own self. So keep it up. Keep telling us that fourth term loading because clearly me realize that uno never really vote for a better Jamaica. Uno never really vote for better in a life. Uno vote for a next term hurry up and come so uno can get 5,000 and 10,000 for go vote. Uno already time for your next term come so uno can get handout. Uno is a workless set of people. Blessed day to my viewers and my subscribers them. I hope everybody having a blessed and a wonderful day. Now my viewers and my subscribers, remember, in everything you do, always put God first. In every any situation, just always remember to call upon God. Always remember to pray because a prayer day keep the devil away. Now, my viewers and my subscribers, we have a lot coming up inside this update, so you definitely don't want to miss none. So remember, watch the video until the end. And remember, like up the video, share up the video, and subscribe to the channel. All right? Make we run the intro and come back. We soon forward. Welcome back to my viewers and my subscribers them. Big up to all of my viewers, big up to all of my subscribers them. We continually support the channel and help the channel to grow. Now people, remember to like and share this video and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed as yet. Now people, a lot of people here in Jamaica, especially on the Jamaican Labour Party side, they are voting because them can get one handout, one 5 grand, one 10 grand, some rum to drink, some food to eat, and all of them something there. Because if it wasn't for that, why election just done, but you would be balling out. Fourth term loading. When the man where you vote for don't even start knock and nail as yet. Him no start do no work. But at the end of the day, you can start ball out say fourth term loading. What are you voting for? What work has he done for you to say fourth term loading? Now, this is the reason why a lot of people should not get the opportunity to vote. Whenever you go to the polling station, they should ask you a question. What's the reason why you're voting? And if you cannot come up with a valid reason, you should not get the chance to vote. Because this is the reason why the country will never come any better. And the people them that have a valid reason, the people them we have vote for a change, vote to make a difference. Them vote are go in vain because of the people them when you know what them have vote for. The people them we have vote because them love green. The people them we have vote because them can get handout. The people them we have vote because Andrew Holness can be arrogant and they love that. It is a national disgrace to see this country, the direction where it are going now. Now, recently, I see a video circulating on the internet where this big man is a mason, went to the hospital, right? He's having some problem. and he went to the hospital. And because him not have no money, you know what happened? Him losing foot, people. Him lose one of him foot. And guess why them taking foot, people? Him have poor circulation. And them need $300,000 to make him do a test, because the machine where them need to do the test, they are the hospital. None of the machine are not in the hospital. So guess what? The man of a dead, I go through pain. And then bring him to a different hospital, which I believe it is Yui. And when they bring him to Yui, them say, all right, find some money and we cut off some of the two of them then. And that we save your foot. And him couldn't find the money for him two of them cut off. So Yui say, all right then, since you go through so much pain, guess what? Make you chop off your foot. A $700,000 for do it. Him say, boy, I can't find that the money there. So guess what? He must go back same place at the hospital where he come from, a Savlamar, and make them cut it. In foot, never did have to cut off. But because the government not provide the necessary equipment them in the hospital, that is why the man have to lose in foot. And the reason why I cannot play the video is because of copyright purpose, and the music are playing at the background right through. The video go for 9 minutes, but the music in the background are play right through. And because of copyright reason, I cannot play the video. But me just try to show you what we people them go through. All because of these people that collect money to go vote, and the people them we don't know what them vote for, and go vote for the Jamaican Labour Party. It's sad, people.
Tell me how lobster, a luxury food, we can import it at 40% with an import duty at 40%, while chicken, the staple for most of us, is taxed over 200% in Jamaica. Yeah. So in Jamaican supermarkets, and I want you to follow me for this one because I'm going to get very technical, but I know all of us are feeling it. So in Jamaican supermarkets, a whole chicken weighs an average of what? About 1.7 kilograms. That's about 3.8 pounds. You see that bird? It costs us about, on average, depending on where you go, 1,860 Jamaican dollars. Meanwhile, in the United States, this very same chicken, this very same whole chicken can sell for $5. That's 809 Jamaican dollars at the current exchange rate. Half the price. So Jamaicans are paying 125% more for the same protein. And before anybody rush me, because I love rush me, and say, Lisa, we don't want any imported chicken from the United States because it this and that. Here's the spoiler. We already eat imported chicken. The chicken backs and leg quarters flooding our wholesale market. When we go out of wholesale, I say, sell me 4 pound of chicken or sell me 10 pound of chicken. Yeah, where do you think it comes from? So let's look at it regionally now, make a balance the thing. In the Cayman Islands, for example, and Cayman is just a stone throw away, the average cost per pound for a whole chicken is about $2.40 CI. And remember, the CI dollar is stronger than the US dollar. So that's about $2, call it 90 cents for a pound of chicken. So come January, the Caymanians are going to move minimum wage to $8.75 CI. That's about $10.50 US. So if you think about it, work back with me and follow me. If you just work 1 hour in Cayman based on your income, you can buy, call it 3.9 pound, call it 4 pound of chicken. Here in Jamaica, our minimum wage is about $4 per hour. And we've raised the minimum wage, the government has, and they plan to do it again. But currently, we pay about $2.50 US per hour at minimum wage. Now, if you look at the math, go back and look at what you pay for chicken in the supermarket. That can only buy you, based on the pound, not even a pound of chicken. Call it 0.66 pounds of chicken for a whole chicken. So if you work minimum wage, you must work nearly 5 hours, right, for buy that or to buy a pound. So follow me. So let's put it even more plainly. You see, in Cayman, if you work 1 hour, you can secure a family-sized portion of protein. But in Jamaica, that same effort barely stretches to feed a teenager. And this is a silent crisis of protein poverty and the cruel irony that has been unfolding in Jamaica that I've gotten up on my feet in Parliament and spoken about. I've written ad nauseum about in my columns because I know the detriment that we will face with future generations if we don't feed our country properly and allow our people to afford food, basic macro essential nutrients. So we know carbohydrates and fats are important, but doctors will tell you that protein is one of the most important macronutrients that helps with your body's resilience, healthy aging, building muscles, repairs tissues, supports immunity. You can go and look it up because it's not me say so. At a doctor them, right? And I can tell you. So here, unfortunately, protein and to buy protein is a luxury. And this is a quiet crisis at the heart of every grocery bill. You just have to look at families walking the aisles and when they pick up the chicken and you look at them. What used to be a centerpiece of Jamaican dinner is now priced like a delicacy. Right? A tray of breast. If you ask Jamaicans when last time buy a whole chicken, they will tell you, I can't buy a whole chicken. I forgot a wholesale go buy it. Or we have a piece and do little things for make tin mackerel, all kinds of things. And often protein is pushed off the plate and it's replaced by starches. Yeah, that can fill the belly, give you calories, yes, but it's not giving you nutrients. And I have been sounding this alarm for years. And people run after me. I have become corporations come after me. I don't care because the truth is getting starker. Because when a nation cannot afford protein, children fail to thrive. Adults slide into frailty too soon, and you will have chronic diseases that accelerate because our hospitals are not just going to fill with accidents and infections and people who need surgery. It's going to be filled with malnutrition disguised as obesity, diabetes, hypertension. And it's not a dietary inconvenience that I'm talking about. I'm talking about a national emergency because protein poverty, it don't look like famine. It don't look like bang belly. It creeps in quietly. It is a mother who has to always buy chicken back instead of being able to buy a chicken breast or a whole chicken because it's all she can afford. It's a father who boil one whole pot of rice and make some gravy with only some scraps of meat for flavor. It's a child who probably have to get one big bowl at night time after him come home from football practice and one big jug of water for go in bed or some sugar and water to put that mother to make sure that he feels full. And the numbers don't lie, nearly 70%. When the Ministry of Health came out last year and said, look, we have low food security, nearly 70% of Jamaican households experience low food security. It tells you. And low food security is because they can't afford to buy what's necessary. So the uncomfortable truth is that it's our own policies that's making food more expensive for Jamaican people. And if you look back, you will see me talk about those policies. It's an import substitution model that has been crafted for another era. Look at lobster, 40% versus chicken, 200%. So this import substitution model that was crafted, it no longer serves the people it was meant to protect because it was for another era. Let's take chicken. It should be the most affordable and abundant staple on every Jamaican plate. And I'm not talking to the vegetarians, guys. So, just listen to me for a second. But this staple is buried underneath a wave of tariffs, stamp duties, and GCT. And for years, these layers of taxation have pushed the effective rate on imported chicken as high as 260%. So you can import lobster, but you... it boggles me. I can't. And then we guard this fortress of protectionism as if the industry was still fragile, still in its infancy. But decades have passed, and you want to tell me that these chicken producers, the big ones, are not competitive? So the sector has matured, but you haven't? And yet the ordinary Jamaican consumer is the one, us, continues to pay the high price. But here's a cruelest twist. You see, while the Jamaicans, all of us pay these inflated price at home, you see our so-called local producers, the ones that we buy from, the big ones, they can compete abroad in the United States, in Cayman, and across the wider Caribbean. So let me explain what I mean by that. So in other words, they are allowed to compete globally, our big chicken producers, but we protect them here. So nobody else can come here, right? So they're protected at 260%, basically. But they can go overseas. You see the paradox? And then we still pay the high prices. And here's something else. Our chicken is not local. Yeah, it's false. Why? Because most of what we feed our chicken and we put into it is imported. The soy, the corn, the added, whatever it is that we're doing. So we're not shielding a local industry. We're just feeding inefficiency. And guess what, too? You see, when the global feed costs fall, our retail chicken prices never follow suit. Consumers still pay more regardless of international trends. And then what of the permit system? You can't get a chicken back license? Who gets them? You know? And these are the cuts for the poor, the ones that they have to eat because they can't afford the whole chicken. And they have to buy it piece a piece. You don't know who's getting the chicken back license. So guess what? This is not free enterprise. It's a food monopoly masquerading as food security, and successive administrations have done it. I'm so happy I'm able to say that. And on one side, and the two side. So we need protein justice. Yeah, we need justice for protein in this country so that I'm not laughing about it. It's a moral imperative. So what do we need to do? We need a policy reset. We need to reduce tariffs on poultry products to reasonable levels. Duties above 200% can't be defended in this modern economy. Moderate rates would give consumers relief while pushing producers to become more efficient. We also need to cut duties on inputs for other small farmers in chicken, things like corn, soy, vaccines. Although I think we have a big market with organic chicken for exports. Yeah, so you can't tax your ingredients. That's a contradiction. We have to do something for our small farmers and reform the permit system. You don't need to give discretionary approvals enriching a handful of middlemen. Chicken back licenses and other permits must be transparent. Whoever want to bring in chicken, we must know. Go to Parliament with it. Sit down in front of Parliament and make it public so we know. These are the things Jamaicans want to know. And we need to build out an internationally HACCP approved central slaughterhouse. Farmers across Jamaica should be able to bring their chickens to a single facility where they can be processed, inspected, packaged at the highest global standards so that they don't have to rely on the big man for help them out. They should be given the guarantee of equity and create a fair market where small and medium farmers, they can compete alongside the large ones. I would say we also need to invest in innovation. Jamaicans can't depend forever on imported feed, and we need research alternatives. And finally, I would say this. Anything that we are doing, public health needs to be the guiding principle of our food policy because it can't be measured not just by the profits of one company or by two, but by whether Jamaican families can put protein on the table. So this is more than economics, guys. It's morality. We can't keep hiding behind slogans of the past. I mean, I saw even before the election, so me not bother go there so. But we can't continue to justify a system that protects monopolies while our people suffer. We must ask ourselves, who are we really protecting? And if the answer is not the people, then the policies must change. So I wrote an article, one of them was pot a boil, but the food not enough. Yeah, so the pot must boil, but not with starch alone, not with just some meat fat where you fry up and throw over the rice. No, it must boil with health, it must boil with dignity, and it must boil with protein that our people need to live long and strong.
So, people, I am going to say this. A lot of time, people are in politics like Lisa Anna, and they want to say things to open our eyes, but because of their duty and because of the oath that they take, they cannot say what they want to say. And I believe that is one of the main reasons why Lisa Hanna take herself out of politics, because of the whole heap of corruption we are going in this country. The fact that these politicians can make our lives better, but they're not doing anything because what? That is their job, to let us stay in poverty for the rest of our life. You ever realize, whenever things start become better for you, life start change, you buy a little material, ready to build up one house. You maybe build up your house and buy one little car. Later on from now, police come for you. Can you go check your out? Can your car gone? Dig down your house, kick off all the door. Say, boy, and what kind of scam you in, hard drugs, or what kind of wrongs you in? Because them not believe, say, black man and poor man can work for what they want. So people, words of advice to each and every one. Whenever you're going to the polling station, do not go to the polling station because you just feel like you want to vote. Always try to vote for better. Until then, people, big up on yourself, enough love, enough respect, and remember, trust and believe in a God. Fast and pray. Let us pray together over this nation so we can have a better Jamaica. All right?
When I first entered politics, people would say to me, Lisa, keep it simple. Don't use big words. Don't complicate things. Your constituents won't understand. But there was something about that advice that never sat right with me, because behind it was an assumption that the people I would represent and represented weren't capable of more, that they needed things dumbed down for them, and I refused to accept that. So instead, I raised the level of the dialogue. I spoke to them as equals. I brought them into complex conversations about policy, about their future, about out-of-the-box solutions, about their rights, about governance. And I never softened the truth, or I never lowered the bar. And you know what? They engaged, they questioned, they demanded more of me and more from themselves. And they would often say, boy, Miss Lisa, I never think about it that way there, Or, Miss Lisa, I never thought of it that way. And here's what I learned. Just because someone doesn't think or speak the way you do doesn't mean they're less intelligent. In fact, it was often the people I engaged with in their one-room dwellings, in a yam field or a public health clinic, who taught me the most. They taught me about resilience, about creativity, about seeing resourceful solutions where others only saw problems because they had to make a way. They found a way. And so that's also why years ago I started writing a weekly Sunday column on solutions and ideas to give people the courage to think differently, because regardless of who we are or where we come from, we should never diminish people. We should dignify them. We shouldn't talk down to them. We should be pulling them up, because lifting people isn't about giving them the answer. It's about giving them belief. And when people believe in their own strength, their own intelligence, their own power, their own worth, then they rise to meet themselves. And when you speak to people's highest selves, you give them the permission to become it.